And we're basically saying farewell to Yaakov our father. Indeed, our sages said he didn't die. The word die, mate. Just like his children are alive, so too is he alive, the Talmud says. Who are his children, gentlemen? We. We're his children. The nation of Israel is the children of Yaakov Avinu. The farewell of Yaakov Avinu from his family is not a simple farewell. The entire life of Yaakov Avinu, for the fact, is not a simple life. If the Rav would want to, in short, to explain or describe what is the life of Yaakov Avinu, the symbol of his life would be his hands crisscrossed. Why? Complex situations. All his life is full of complex situations. From the time he was born, even in the womb of his mother, until the day he passed away. His entire life is filled with problems with his brother that wanted to kill him. Esav, remember, he wanted to kill him. From the time with his wives. He had 4 wives. Do you know what that means? They didn't live so peacefully. One was loved, one was less loved. In her imagination, of course. With 12 children. And they're quarreling with one another. And they want to kill Yosef. And then Yosef disappears off of the scene. And then he goes down to Egypt. Yaakov himself goes down to Egypt. How can you maintain yourself in a life which is so complex? Remember his difficulties with his father Lavan. Lavan lied to him and embezzled him. What is the secret of Yaakov Avinu? How can he hold on in his life, which is so not simple? Does this interest you?
Okay.
In the scripture it says, shall you give truth to Yaakov? He was a man of truth. He never lost his own truth, even in the most difficult situations. He has a very strong spinal cord. That's Yaakov Avinu. And that is the nation of Israel. For more than 3,000 years, the nation of Israel is alive. What is the force of the Jewish nation? 2,000 years in that terrible galut. The first temple destruction, the second temple destruction, wars, Holocaust. What did we not go through? Yet the nation of Israel is alive. Why is it so? Where is the might, the strength from? Ask Rabbi Begon. Koach emuna. The truth of Yaakov. A righteous man lives according to his faith. It says in scripture. Whatever he passed through in life, he knew that it's from God. He knew it. He believed that it's from Hashem. Every difficulty, he saw as a challenge. That's Yaakov our father. Why is the symbol of Yaakov Avinu this crisscross of arms? It's because of the blessing that he gave to his grandchildren. What are the names of his grandchildren that he gave? When Yaakov Avinu, when his vision was dimmed already, as he was an older person, Yosef, as you read, brings his 2 children to receive a blessing from Grandpa. Yosef stands the two kids in front of Yaakov. Usually, the right hand is considered in Judaism the strong hand. That's the main hand. The left hand is considered the weak hand. Yosef, of course, a very organized person. He organizes his children that Menachem, the firstborn, will be the right of Yaakov. He didn't see well. And Ephraim will be to the left of Yaakov. And what does Yaakov do? Instead, he does the opposite. Takes his right hand, which is the main blessing, and he puts his hand on the head of Ephraim. Whereas his weak hand on the head of Menachem. Yosef says to his father, Abba, you're making a mistake, aren't you? It's not the way it's supposed to be. It says he sikel his hands. The word sikel is a difficult word. It doesn't appear in the Torah. But from the word sechel, intelligence. I know what I'm doing. I'm not making a mistake. Intentionally, I'm blessing the younger first with my right hand. Rashi here in this place says, what is the reason for this? Rashi explains, from Ephraim who will come out, Yoshua ben Nun. Yaakov knows the future. He has prophecy. Who is this Yoshua ben Nun? He is the chief of staff, the conqueror of the land of Israel. Two matters Yoshua is popular for. Number one, conquering the land of Israel and bringing down the oral Torah, the disciple of Moshe Rabbeinu. This is the main point, that Ephraim deserves the right hand bracha. Someone that deals with the main parts of life, the land of Israel, and spreading Torah, he gets the main bracha. How is this relevant to us today? This was thousands of years ago. Come on, give me a break. What is it relevant to us? How is it relevant to our generation? Truthfully, in our generation, our generation is similar to the generation of Joshua. How is it similar? Yeshua arrives to the land of Israel after 40 years in the desert. We have arrived in our generation to the land of Israel after 2,000 years of the desert. The galut, exile, is like the desert. The role, the objective of Joshua is to capture the land and to teach Torah. So too, in our generation, we have these two objectives. A state, the land of Israel, coming up to the land, settling the land. That is the first objective of the Jewish people. But that's not enough. We have to study Torah. What kind of home? This has to be the national home of the Jewish people. What content will be cemented here? It's not enough just to have the physical homeland. Would you like to get married here? Anyone here? Who? It's not enough just to have an apartment, to have a house. What is inside the house is most important. What spirit, what culture are you going to have inside? What atmosphere will you have inside? That is the life of Torah. This was clear by Yoshua ben Nun. And that's the objective of our generation as well. It's not enough to establish a state or a house, a national home. We need the spirit of the Jewish people. Therefore, Ephraim is receiving the blessing first from Yaakov. Questions until here before I go to another point? Any questions regarding this? Achihud.
We see a recurring theme in the Torah where the firstborn doesn't get the actual firstborn doesn't get the bracha like Yaakov, Esav, Reuven, Ephraim, Menachem. Why?
What's the question?
Like, why is the physical firstborn seemingly skipped over for the bracha?
Are you the Bechor in your family?
Again.
Now you're asking the Rav?
אומרים שמי שמשלם את הרבי גלט במשפחה לתמיד הבכור.
Whoever pays the Rebbe money, מה הבדיחה הזאת?
שתמיד הניסיונות הכי קשים לבכור.
The Rebbe gelt is an expression for the most difficult trials that a firstborn has. The firstborn is the one that has the most difficult trials and tests.
על הבכור לומדים, רואים את כל...
On the Bechor, the parents learn how to be parents. All the mistakes they make are on the Bechor. Then they learn how to raise the next children. So it's certain we'll take the second one. We'll give him the prizes. It's a joke what I'm saying, the Rav is saying. But there's truth to it. Okay. Okay, always there's difficulties raising the first child, whether it's a boy or girl. The Rav also has a Bechor. He also has the same problems. That's from a practical standpoint. Every Bechor has his reasons, his uniqueness. The difference between Yehuda and Reuven, for instance. Yehuda is the one that received the what? Yehuda is the one that receives the responsibility, the leadership. He's capable of that. The Bechor, Reuven didn't take responsibility during the time. We see that Yehuda did take responsibility in the case of Yosef. And therefore he deserves to be in place of Reuven. He took responsibility. Reuven didn't take responsibility like you did. The Bechor, on the one hand, he's the oldest. But through him, we learn how to raise children from all the mistakes that we make with the Bechor. Other questions you'd like to pose? English. He's asking, האם לא פחד יעקב שיעלב מנשה, שהוא יקבל עלבון כאן? Wouldn't Menachem be insulted by this? Yaakov, though, has a lot of deep accounts that are above and beyond the principle, the present insult or not of Menachem. He's looking about the future. It's a different account looking into the future. Yaakov is a tzaddik. Who is a tzaddik? Or who is a wise man that sees what's going to happen in the future? By the way, just not he. We too, ourselves here. There's a person that just lives now and for now. Whereas there are people that just live in their past. They can't get up. Where there's a person that lives his life based on the future. These are three different levels of life. A person that lives just in his past. We call it's a play on words. He's a transgressor. The word avarian. He's living in the avar, in the past. He's living in the past. He's always thinking what he did in the past. He can't get up. It's not a good level, gentlemen. No person is slick without any problem. Every person has a past with difficulties that we pass through. And if you live just in the past with all your difficulties, you'll need a psychologist. Whereas someone that lives in the present and the present only, that too is limited, it's not proper. Don't you know that the present is always changing? That means you're not sturdy enough. Because your present situation in the world is changing all the time. Whereas there's a person that lives based upon future. That's like Yaakov Avinu. So too Avraham and Yitzchak. They're observing their life now, but also what happened in the past, but with the perspective of the future. Who is a wise man? The Mishnah rhetorically asks. He sees that will be got out of the situation. Therefore, Yaakov is not going to look to see if he's insulted or not. We know that Menachem has emotion, but that's not the major matter. The future is the most important part. He sees what's going to come. Who's going to come out of Ephraim? Yoshua ben Nun, a military leader and a teacher of Torah. Other questions about this, Jake?
A bit of like an open question. So given that we completed the book of Bereishit, can the Rav share something that he thinks is often like overlooked but is interesting or meaningful to him?
שלא מדגישים מספיק שהרב רואה צורך להדגיש כדי ללמד אותנו משהו בחומש בראשית. Look, the Chumash began with the word Bereshit. There's a place to sit down here, Russell.
Russell, right here.
Okay, go ahead. The Torah began with the word Bereshit, do you remember? Whereas the last word of the book of Bereshit is mitzrayim. From the word Bereshit to the word Egypt. What is it? The meaning or essence of the place called Mitzrayim, from the place from called straits or troubles, tzarot. The word Mitzrayim has tsar in it, trouble, and has yud mem, which is the plurality, many troubles. Whereas the mem at the beginning, mem is the word makor, the source. It's the source of troubles. So when our perspective in the book of Bereshit is from the beginning to the place of troubles. And this is the beginning of troubles. The nation eventually, as we're going to get up to it, will be born in Mitzrayim. We came down to Mitzrayim as 70 souls, and we left a few hundred years later as 600,000 men. If we give this in an example, Mitzrayim is likened to the pregnancy of what will be the nation, the birth of the nation of Israel. Where the departure, the exodus from Egypt, which is the next book, the book of Shemot, will be the birth of the Jewish people. The birth of the Jewish people. That's Egypt. Egypt is the Bereshit, the book of Bereshit, is the preparation to the birth of a nation of Israel that will be in Mitzrayim. That's the reply to your question. That's the headlines of the book of Bereshit. Any other questions before the Rav goes on? Okay. Any other questions the Rav is asking? No. What's an od noseh? What's an od noseh? The tribes. How many children would you like to have in your family? Natan. Yeah. You don't know. Come on. Someone say the right answer. 12. 12. 12. I want to tell you a story. We, in Rav's family, we had 12 children. One passed away. We had 12 children. Why did I ask you this question? Apparently, it's incidental. Why? I have a good wife. Every year she gave us a child. Every year and a half approximately she gave us a child. My parents, after 3 children in Poland, they said that's enough, we had enough. Came the 4th child. What's going on here? Then the 5th. Then the 5th came, the 6th came. My parents don't know what to do. Then 6 and 7 came. Regas, then Yachas L'Rav. Yachas L'Yeladim Shel Rav. The parents did not understand how the Rav's having so many children. 7 kids already. They're up to 9. What's going on here? 10, they're getting nervous. You're apart, you don't have anything. What are you going to put them? Then you have the 11th child. You can't contain anymore. Then you have the 12th child. I don't have to translate that, do I? That's a fact. We had 12 children. I'm not talking about how many grandchildren the Rav has. I'm not going to tell you how many great-grandchildren the Rav has.
I want to know. Comma.
If I tell you the number, you'll fall from your chair.
Here, can we do like the prices right? Explain to him the joke if he knows. Okay.
I can't tell you the number. I can only tell you a hint. Numbers. Bracha is only in a place where it's unseen. If I take my children and my grandchildren and the great-grandchildren, 2 buses are not enough.
That's a good bus, the extension?
No, the bus is 50 seaters he's talking about.
Okay.
It's not a simple matter. To raise a large family. It's not family. No, I have 9 children, thank God. 9 ילדים.
9? אוי, מסכן. זה גם לא פשוט.
It's also not simple.
ולא ידעתי אף פעם.
I never knew ever.
למה יש מה? אבל יום אחד בארון שלנו חיפשתי מוצא פנקס.
I was looking once for a little notebook. I found it.
ושם, בכיתה ח', שגומרים כיתה ח',
and it was from when I was in 8th grade.
אז כותבים הילדים זיכרון.
Children right off at the end of 8th
ילד
grade.
כותב זיכרון.
What is memories?
מהלימודים
From
שהיה.
his studies, his friends, and so on and so
אני
forth.
רואה פתאום זיכרון.
I see one of my memoirs,
מישהו מקפל את הדף.
and the page was folded over,
וכתוב סוד.
and it's written on top of it a secret.
מעניין אותי איזה סוד.
I was very aware of the fact and curious, what is the secret here?
אני פותח.
I open it up.
אני מברך אותך.
I bless you,
את אשתי.
my wife, meaning
שיהיה לך 12 ילדים.
that you have 12 children.
וואי.
The Rav saw that when he wrote many years before in his beginning of his marriage or something like that.
למה אני אומר את זה?
Why do I state that?
האדם, לא הכל בידיים שלו.
Not everything is in our hands. Are you aware of that?
אבל חלק זה הילדים שלו.
But part is in our hands.
רוצה להתחתן.
Want to get married?
בשביל מה אתה מתחתן?
What are you getting married for?
בשביל כיף.
For fun?
כיף. מי רוצה להתחתן בשביל
Who wants
כיף?
to get married just for fun?
מי רוצה בשביל כיף?
אף אחד.
Is Rob saying there can't be fun in the marriage?
האם לא יכול להיות גם כיף בתוך הנישואין, הוא שואל?
אתה נשוי כבר, נכון?
You're married, aren't you?
No.
מה אתה שואל?
So what are you asking?
נישואים זה
Marriage
אתגר.
is a challenge,
זה אתגר, זה עבודה.
and it's a lot of work.
נישואים זה לא בעיה, זה כמה דקות אפשר להתחתן.
The actual marriage is not a problem. It's a few minutes, you do a chuppah and that's it.
הבעיה היא
The
הילדים.
problem is raising a family, children.
יעקב, היו לו
יעקב
12
had
ילדים.
12 boys.
אבל אשתי יותר חזקה, מאישה אחת 12 ילדים.
My wife, the Rav is saying, is stronger. She had all the 12 children. Yaakov had
היו
4
4
wives.
נשים.
4 wives, remember?
מי יותר גיבורה?
Who is a more courageous woman? The Rav's wife. The Rav's wife.
זה לא פשוט.
It's not a simple matter. הרב לא יפחיד אותם.
לא, אני רוצה, אדרבה.
The Rav doesn't want to make you worried or fearful. The contrary.
בשביל מה בן אדם חי?
What are we living for?
אנחנו פלטפורמה
We're a platform
לדור הבא.
for the next generation.
זה הכל.
That's what we are.
כמו שההורים שלכם
Just like your parents
היו פלטפורמה
were the
בשבילכם.
platform for you and your generation.
אם כבר אתה פלטפורמה,
If you're already a platform,
מה שיותר.
the more the merrier, the more the better.
אני, המשפחה שלי,
My family,
יש 2 ילדים.
we were only 2 children.
הילדים גדולים.
One goes this way, the other goes that way. When they become adults, what's left in the family? Nothing. Nothing's left of the family. Only 2 boys. That's the truth. Today, wow, what we have, a dynasty. You see a tree, a family tree. I'm not even talking about religiously. I'm talking about from a human standpoint. It's very important to raise a family. That's Yaakov Avinu, 12 children. I want to bless you. Get married and have more than 12 children. Amen. Sure,